I think she was married to
Did you like that song so
Nas.
much?
Wasn't she married to Nas?
Maybe.
Nas is dead, right?
No, Nas is still
I
alive.
thought Nas died. Who was I thinking of?
Biggie? Tupac?
Fat Joe?
Eazy-E? No, Fat Joe's still alive. Big Pun died.
Big pun.
Joan Rivers.
Congratulations, you've discovered the lost level.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 90, The Lost Level. I'm Adam.
And I'm Chris.
No, I'm Alex.
This week we actually have a pretty packed episode of movie and game news. We've got a good variety of things we've been doing and things that we want to talk about.
Mostly things that Adam's been doing. Because he's going to be talking about Evil Within. And he's also going to be talking about his review of PlayStation TV. And then we'll chime in just giving him crap.
Yeah, mainly.
Typical episode.
Yeah.
So what do we want to start out with this week, guys?
Let's talk about PlayStation TV first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in that because I don't know very much about it aside from when they announced it. And I don't know what the final version came out as.
Okay. I'm actually kind of glad that you said that you don't know much about it. Because the way I want to preface this conversation is by asking you guys, what do you think a PlayStation TV does?
Everything.
I have no clue.
Plays Nintendo 64 games.
What would you expect it to do? It's a little tabletop, it's the size of a deck of cards, little box that is called a PlayStation TV. What do you think it's going to do?
It's an entertainment thing, like a Roku box.
Okay, so streams things, correct?
Well, yeah.
Imagine it has Kinect-like features if you have the PlayStation camera.
You can't connect the camera to it. You can connect a DualShock 3 or a DualShock 4.
You can control the TV with the. Can you make, if you're watching Friends, can you make Ross punch Rachel?
Yes. That is,
with your controller?
That is the main draw of the PlayStation TV.
Because I think I may get one now.
It turns all TV shows into video games.
Perfect.
That would actually be entertaining.
Yes, it would.
It would change everything.
So the reason I wanted to preface this conversation of the PlayStation TV with what you guys think it does is because I was kind of misled by what I thought it was going to do and what it did when I brought it home and plugged it into the TV.
So it's a good thing you do your research before you bought it.
Long story short is I did very little research on this.
I remember the presentation at E3 and you were going crazy about it.
Yeah, it sounded great. And I think at the end of the story, we're still going to understand why or why I do or don't like it. However...
Oh, he's living it up. It's not like telling us right now. It's going to be a reveal.
It's going to be a reveal.
So
exactly.
Stay tuned.
I don't want to give it away right at the
You know what? We should we should make the reveal last 5 episodes.
Oh, okay. Like a DBZ episode.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball
so
Z.
Charge up screaming one of the episodes the whole time.
It's going to be you in the bathroom trying to pass what you just ate.
That works. We'll have to have a mic in there.
No.
Anyways, so the PlayStation TV, what I thought was going to be, like Chris said, a Roku-type box, streaming Netflix, streaming Hulu, streaming everything.
Which you can already do on a
PlayStation 3,
yeah.
Right? So
Or 4?
Or 4.
Yes.
But the reason I brought a PlayStation 3 specifically is I had 2 at home.
Okay.
So I had decided when the PlayStation TV came out, I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and sell one of these PS3s because I'm getting a PS TV that's going to do all the same stuff and take up less space in my bedroom. So traded in my second generation PS3 to pick up a PS TV. It was pretty much an even trade. Didn't really have to pay any money for it. Brought it home, expecting to be able to Netflix in the bedroom, as I had already been doing with my PlayStation 3, and was sorely disappointed to find out that that's not an option with the PS TV.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. You can't.
You didn't see that one coming?
The only streaming that's
foreshadowing, dude.
There's only streaming of Crackle.
I'm trying to make this entertaining for the listeners.
So wait, what's Crackle?
Crackle is it's kind of like a Hulu, but with commercials and.
Hulu has commercials.
Does it? Okay.
Cracker with flavor.
It's like Cracker Jacks.
Ooh. It's like a crappy Hulu. Let's just call it that. So,
crappy Hulu.
Not very good. So, right off the bat, when I plugged it in, I was sorely disappointed with the video streaming capabilities. Oddly enough, you can go into the PlayStation Store and download a Netflix app, but when you try to launch it, it doesn't work because it says it's not compatible with this device. Because at the end of the day, the PlayStation TV is a PlayStation Vita without the screen. So it's literally the guts of a PlayStation Vita in a little deck of cards-sized box that plays PlayStation Vita games, and really not much else outside of the one reason why I still like it. So
he likes it. He just spoiled it.
Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, I don't want to drag this conversation out for too long because I think it's already getting kind of boring.
Well, you kind of ruined it for me.
So, PlayStation TV, it's been getting a lot of flack for the lack of features that it has. But when they first announced it, the main reason I was actually really, truly excited for it was the PS4 streaming. So just like an actual Vita itself, you can stream your PlayStation 4 games to another screen, in this case a TV. So you guys have been to my apartment, you know I have my PlayStation 4 in the living room. Now I can play my PlayStation 4 games in my bedroom without having to buy a second PlayStation 4 for $400. So for the price of $100, I now have a reason to play my vast collection of PlayStation Vita games that I've been getting through PlayStation Plus for a very long time that I've never touched. And I can play my PlayStation 4 games in my bedroom, but I can't do the streaming that I wanted. So, end of the day, it doesn't do what I expected it to do.
For $100 though?
Yeah, that's pretty solid. That's cool.
Yeah, I think that's what people are really missing out on the big picture.
It's very convenient. I can see the appeal of that, actually.
I don't know. I guess if I was in that scenario where I needed to use 2 TVs for it, then yeah.
It's not about needing to. It's less expensive than having to buy a second PlayStation 4. And, you know, sometimes you don't want to play the PlayStation 4 in the living room. You want to go to bed, lay down, and play some PlayStation 4 like that. Play some Diablo. Play some Evil Within. Play whatever. So, I don't know if you've ever streamed a PlayStation 4 game to your Vita. I know you have a white Vita.
Why is it got to be a white Vita?
Because you have the white Assassin's Creed bundle.
Oh.
PlayStation Vita. I know that specifically.
Dude, you opted for that white controller, like, fast. You just like the look of white things, so...
White devices do look nice.
I prefer the black ones.
You know, to each their own.
Once you go black.
Another joke along those lines. You guys will find out with the Easter egg at the end of the show.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I do final edits.
So, end of the day, PlayStation TV does not do what most people expect it to. It does not do a vast array of video streaming like most other tabletop.
Are they saying that
devices.
it's going to?
No, Netflix has gone on the record to say they're not planning on supporting the PlayStation TV,
So,
which is weird because Netflix is on everything.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
Maybe Sony pissed off at Netflix.
I don't see how though because
No, I mean it's just like maybe he's dating his ex-girlfriend, like
could be
something that tiny and petty.
You're right though. Like Netflix is like the Minecraft of streaming services. It's on everything.
Yeah, and the PlayStation 3, I believe, still holds a record of the highest used device for the video streaming. The Netflix video streaming, I should say.
Install base.
Well, of course, the install base, but it's still the highest used device. So I don't think there's any type of rift between Sony and Netflix.
I don't know. Like I just sound like everything they promise it to be is not what it is.
Well, I don't remember what they promised it to be.
Everything.
I completely forgot that the thing was
They were kind
existence.
of elusive about it because they said it's going to offer video streaming, and it does. But it's Crackle, something that nobody cares about.
Right.
So the streaming that I'm going to take away from it, the reason that I didn't return the box the same day I bought it was because of that PlayStation 4 streaming.
Which a friend of the show actually did.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have the opportunity to talk to him before we recorded today, which I kind of hoped I did, but he was really disappointed with it and immediately returned it. But yeah, man, for $100, it just feels like a lot to me because I'm not necessarily the demographic for it, I guess, where I'm going into my bedroom and playing games. I just sit on the couch and I play, and I'm fine with that. And I don't need it. Like, I don't have somebody like fighting for the TV with me. Whereas if I had, other people in the house, maybe that would be the case. Then PlayStation TV would be like really cool.
Yeah,
because then I can go somewhere else and play.
Yeah, let's say my girlfriend wants to watch one of her favorite shows. Say, Once Upon a Time, right? That's one of them. That show, I don't like
Honey
that
Boo
show,
Boo?
so I don't watch it.
Honey Boo Boo.
So she can watch that. I can go to the bedroom and play my PS4. So
Yeah, in that scenario, then I could see it being decent.
at the end of the day, it's definitely not a must-buy for, I think, anybody. But it's going to have a very small audience of people that really do find a great use out of it. I happen to fall into that category. And despite my disappointment of the video streaming, I just went out and bought a Chromecast and called it a day.
Yeah.
So now I can still do Netflix on my
Yeah,
TV.
essentially that's kind of what I was looking at it to be, but you're right. The consoles do the same exact stuff. You can get a Chromecast for super cheap. I don't know. I guess it's just not for me. I'm curious to see what the sales are going to be for it.
I picture them being very disappointing.
Like Bayonetta 2 disappointing in Japan?
I think they'll be pretty low.
Yeah.
And I think Sony's expecting not very big sales because they haven't been marketing it.
Yeah, they really haven't. I haven't seen it very many at all.
I know I haven't. Like I said, I completely forgot the thing existed until a couple days ago, and I was like, I'm getting a PlayStation TV. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? Why don't we talk about something that has been in the news? Was it
Evil Within?
Evil Within, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about it?
It's a new quote-unquote survival horror game that came out from a guy called Shinji Mikami. He's the dude who created the first Resident Evil. And I want to say he actually did Resident Evil 4 as well. So
He has a track record, is what you're saying.
yeah, he has a track record of great horror games, and
Two of the best?
two of the best. I mean, to this day, I love Resident Evil 4.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the original Resident Evils. I got on board with 4. I really liked the action aspect of it, and it was still, first couple playthroughs, I thought it was kind of frightening, I guess, for the time.
The most frightening was those damn escort missions with Ashley.
Hey-o!
They were annoying. But anyways, back to the Evil Within. It's a new game that came out for current gen and last gen systems. And basically, it's like Resident Evil 4 meets Silent Hill, the way I would describe it. So I haven't completed the game. I'm about halfway through. It plays just like a Resident Evil 4. It's an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter.
Okay.
But the plot line is very, very vague. It leaves a lot out.
That's lame.
No, that's
That's survival horror, though. They do that all the time. 'Cause
Not
it's like,
really.
what's going on? I don't know, so it's creepy. Oh, my God. Why is this baby attacking me with a knife?
I wish it had that
That was
voiceover.
actually my Saturday night, but...
Alex has a very valid point that is a very generally used survival horror trope for video games. Not much information is shared. This game, on the other hand, is along those lines, but it's really, really weird. It's almost like you're playing a cross between Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and throw in some Twin Peaks. Like, it's just strange things are happening, and they're unexplained, and I don't know if the game's ever going to explain them because they just keep getting weirder and weirder. And in any other type of game, the plot would really suffer. But just due to the fact that these strange fucking monsters are always attacking you, and it works. I mean, I haven't finished the game. I'm halfway through, like I said, but it is pleasantly surprising at how entertaining it is for the lack of plot that it displays.
Now, if I remember correctly, there's a lot when it comes to resource maintenance, right? In that game, like, you really have to be conscious of how many bullets you're spending, right?
That's correct, yeah. So, like, I guess you could really say that's another survival horror trope, is you won't come across a lot of resources. So, if you remember playing...
Well, yeah, I think that's the concept behind the survival game,
yeah.
is it's you do have to maintain resources. Otherwise, it's just action horror games like you see in Dead Space 3.
I'm glad you actually bring up the action horror subgenre of that series of games, I can't really say that this is a scary game.
Okay.
So I'm not going to call it a survival horror any longer. I'm going to call it a survival action. So there's horrific things. Like, it's more of a torture porn game. So,
okay.
Like, there's really gory things that happen all the time, and it's in your face, and people are getting decapitated, and you're getting decapitated. People have barbed wire wrapped around their face and spikes through their heads, and it's really, really gory.
I think you lost me on that.
But it's not scary.
You had me at Twin Peaks.
So
and then you lost me
kind
at
of
the
like
torture
Saw
porn.
game almost.
Yeah, that's another good interpretation. It's kind of all over the place, and I don't know why I like it because of these things. It's all over the place, but I'm still really enjoying it, and I think it's because of the mechanics, I guess. I'm not giving it a very good
No, you're not selling
analysis.
it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I've
Well,
really...
okay, what's the mechanics that you do? Like the survival aspect, obviously, of maintaining
your inventory, of course, is definitely a selling point because you can't just go around and kill everything. There's a good stealth aspect to the game where you can sneak around things, you can sneak kill enemies, which is not common in that type of game. So, I mean, by no means is a Metal Gear Solid where you're hiding in boxes and behind things, but you're hiding out of monsters' view and trying to distract them by throwing bottles and sneaking up behind them, stabbing them in the head, things along those lines. And it incorporates things that a lot of other successful games have done.
Yeah, it sounds like kind of like Manhunter almost.
That's also another really good. You keep bringing up these great comparisons that I hadn't thought of, but yeah,
I haven't even played any of those games, but like from what I remember, like that's kind of...
Manhunt was very much like that. Yeah,
I completely forgot about the game, but man, that was so talked about when that came out.
The first Manhunt was great.
Yeah,
because it's supposed to be brutal, and Australia was like, no, we're not going to release this because we're Australian and we don't like violent games.
Yeah, that game was crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a good job of selling this game because I can't really describe why I like it. I think at the end of the day, I enjoy it due to the fact that I have a big history with Resident Evil 4. And I'm getting a flashback of that experience.
Okay.
Just because of the game looks like a prettier version of it with different monsters. The protagonist actually looks very similar to
Leon,
like an aged, grizzled Leon.
Really?
If you remember Resident Evil 4, you could like double tap the action button to like kick a door open. Mm-hmm. Same thing in this game. It takes a lot of things from past games and just hodgepodges them into this big jumble of what's supposed to be frightening. And just makes it this awesome action torture porn game that sometimes you have to look away from because it gets really gory.
Okay.
So if you're into any of those things, if you like Resident Evil 4 and you like torture porn and gore,
And like Hostel,
yeah, it'll be up your alley. If you don't like any of those things, stay away.
I like Resident Evil 4, but I think you lost me on the other aspects of it. I don't know. Alex, you interested in?
Like if it's free on PlayStation Plus,
I'll let you borrow it, and then you can kind of judge for yourself. It's a very difficult game to describe, which is why I think a lot of the reviews out there have been kind of all over the place.
They have been. They really have been.
There's
There's some people that love it,
yeah,
and there's some people that are just like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I still like it. I don't know if I'm hoping by the end of the game there's some sort of answer, but I have a feeling it's going to be very ambiguous throughout, and it's going to be one of those games where, just like a lot of the endings into the different Silent Hill games, you're going to walk away and be like, okay, so this happened, why do I think that happened, and what's my internal explanation?
Spaceship.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Dogs controlling everything.
Yeah. And I don't even know. Let me know how it ends. I'm kind of curious. I'm not going to play it, so...
I will bet that it'll be as ambiguous as it has been so far.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play games that... I was like going to go off on a tangent about like I want story-based games nowadays, but then I'm playing Shadow of Mordor where there's not a lot of story in it. It's just me going around and killing.
There's so little story in that game.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying the living shit out of it. Or I beat it, so I enjoy the living shit out of it. So like I can't say that I'm
But it had good
only
mechanics.
story. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, another game that kind of borrowed stuff from other things that works. So yeah, I love that game.
Sometimes originality isn't completely necessary to make a good game.
No, it's absolutely true. You guys, any final thoughts on it? Do you want to give a review? Do you like?
I can't give it a fair review just due to the fact that I haven't finished it, but for survival horror fans or survival action fans, I think it's worth looking into. At the very least, rent it. If maybe, I don't know if Redbox has it or something along those lines, or if you're Gamefly, check it out. You might get a kick out of it. I'm very pleasantly surprised with how much I'm enjoying it, even with that lack of concrete plot. I mean, the three of us, we always complain about stuff like that, but I'm enjoying the ambiguity of it.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed PT, and that didn't have like an overwhelming amount of plot. It was just
but that was creepy as shit, dude.
Yeah, it was.
That was creepy. That wasn't like torture porn, obviously. So it's different.
As simple as PT was, that scared me significantly more than I've had any scares in this. I've had a couple pop-up scares like startles.
Yeah.
But I haven't been frightened with the game at all.
Okay. All right, so I guess let's move on to gaming news.
Yeah, let's do that.
Titanfall gets an update, adds co-op, and adds ranked play. Titanfall. Remember that game?
Yeah. I haven't touched it in a long time since its launch about...
What was it, like April?
Was it April? I want to say March.
First quarter of the year. That's for sure.
Well, that would have been second quarter.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
I really wish.
So March.
I want to say it was March, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't... I mean, it feels like eons ago, but I haven't touched it. And the game that came out like 2 weeks before that, Plants vs. Zombies Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Haven't touched that yet, or for a long time either.
I know.
It's crazy. And I should be playing those games because I really enjoyed both of them, actually.
Right.
But that was the type of game that you would expect people to talk about all year long.
Yeah, I don't hear very many people talking about Titanfall at all. None of my friends are playing it that I know of, unless they're like behind closed doors playing it.
I just feel, while I liked it a lot, I feel like you leveled up and you maxed out really quickly in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just lost the appeal after that?
Yep. I mean, of course, you could do I forget what it's called, but where you could level up again and again and again.
Well,
yeah, essentially prestiging, right. But
was it like next gen or something like they called it? Genning up or
something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't appeal to me. I'm like, okay, I already did all this shit once. Why do I want to do it again?
Exactly.
So I just feel like the mechanics weren't deep enough for.
It didn't have that Battlefield to it.
No,
that longevity.
Correct.
Of Battlefield, where I know Adam played Battlefield, probably still does.
Still play it to this day.
Like just nonstop. So, yeah, what's wrong with it? Like, what's the issue? Why are we not caring about Titanfall?
I don't know. I'm sure there's still a lot of people playing it.
It's a good game.
It was a very good game.
It's really well made. It balances really nicely for people who are not very good at shooters. I don't know who those people are, but like
Chris.
What?
Chris.
I think you said Chris.
Oh,
that's
Chris,
you.
Yeah, you're not good.
Oh. Well, people are bad at those games, which I don't know who you're talking about. It levels it out for them. You get the grunts you can just pick off. Except when the grunts kill you.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, I should go back and visit it. I'm sure I'll enjoy it just as much.
We are. That's the whole entire point of this conversation.
Yes, this.
We are going back.
Why? Because they're adding a co-op horde-like aspect to the game.
And I love me some co-op horde-like aspects to the game.
I love how you just repeated exactly what he said.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they are. They're horde-like co-op aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How else do you describe horde-like co-op aspects?
You're going to start mixing up the words now. It's going to be a tongue twister.
No, it won't be.
No? Okay.
They're horde-like co-op aspects.
Yeah.
He already started jumbling. Okay, anyways. Continue with the description of what's coming.
We just did several times.
They're horde-like co-op aspects and ranking. I don't care about the ranking. I care about the horde-like co-op aspects.
Yeah.
So are we going to be playing all as Titans against a bunch of pilots? What does the horde
sure
consist of?
We haven't played it yet. It lands tomorrow.
Ooh.
Or is that... No. Did it already land? I don't know. I'm looking at the thing. 2 days ago. It landed already.
Oh.
We just not have we haven't downloaded it yet.
No, we haven't.
So yeah.
Because you haven't been playing the game much, so it's
Exactly.
like,
It is completely off our radar. But now it's back on our radar.
Right. Now
Because
that I
of the
beat Mordor.
horde-like co-op aspects.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like my focus right now in gaming is Sunset Overdrive coming out Tuesday.
Yeah.
So like I am stoked for playing that game.
I had to beat Shadows of Mordor before then.
And that was my goal. I accomplished that goal.
I could probably do it this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, if you stop dicking around like I did, and just like, all right, I'll play the story now after like 40 hours of me
I'm
just
doing all the
murdering
side
people.
missions. I collected all the fucking artifacts and the weird wall writing thing.
Yeah.
And I think I have like one more of the battle side missions to do, and I can start focusing on the side missions.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, I got to the point where I was just going around branding people, because in the game you brand people and then they're like your slaves essentially. So you can just go around and doing that, and that's all I did. So yeah. Game's kind of good. But yeah, we are going to return to Titanfall, and we will talk about it next week on our experiences.
Okay, I guess we're doing that.
is it
decided
a
right
paid
now.
update or
It's an update with horde-like co-op aspects.
I mean, but is it a paid update?
Oh,
I don't know, it doesn't say.
Is it a part of a map pack?
You're a map pack.
Sometimes.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
No, it didn't say. So we will find out. Oh, really? No. No. Not too sure, unfortunately.
And the next story that we're talking about.
Good segue, Adam. 3D Realms is alive and kicking once more.
Remember them?
Yeah.
They made some games back in the day.
What games? Can I play these games?
You can play these games.
How so?
For $19.99, you can get 32 games.
How many?
32.
Wow.
Are there horde-like co-op aspects in them?
Shit, there's a long list. I'm not going through
Well, yeah, there's 32.
I'm not going through the whole
No,
entire
I
list.
want you to go
Picking a
through
couple
all of
gems.
them and give a review on everyone you've played.
A detailed review.
Okay, just off the top of my head here, Hocus Pocus, really solid game.
The one with Bette Midler?
Yes,
No,
the
no.
Bette Midler vehicle.
I didn't know they made a game out of that.
where you play as witches. That one's pretty good. I like that one.
Can you also play as the talking cat?
Salem.
Salem.
No, that's Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes, but there was also a talking cat in there. I think it was named Salem. This name was something. I'm sure it had a name. It wasn't just the talking cat.
Yeah.
There's
It
also
was Toots as the driving cat. He wasn't in it.
Oh, man.
There's also Monster Bash.
Zachary Banks? Binks. There we go. Amy comes in with a save. That cat's name was Zachary Binks.
Wow.
Salem's a better name.
Yeah. Monster Bash. I think that's with
Monster Bash or Mash?
Bash.
Well, so it's not the Graveyard Smash.
No, not the Graveyard Smash. I don't think it's off of the Billy Bob Thornton movie either.
Oh,
Monster.
oh yeah.
I don't think it's that.
No, definitely not.
I'm
That doesn't.
probably gonna go on a limb and say that.
That doesn't sound like it'd be a fun game at all.
Terminal Velocity.
Hmm.
Solid game. Even better movie.
I'm starting to see here that 3D Realms made a lot more games than I remember them
Well,
making.
that's because they had their staples,
Yeah.
which are
Math Rescue
yes, yes, because I rescued those numbers.
and World Rescue. Both of those in this collection.
You've
Along with
mentioned,
Duke Nukem, Duke Nukem 2, Duke Nukem 3D, Duke Nukem Project Manhattan, Wolfenstein 3D, Rise of the Triad. Was it Shadow Warrior? Is that one of them?
Yes.
Is there any more notable ones that people would care to play?
Biomenace.
Is that like Bioshock?
Ooh, could be a prequel.
No, that's System Shock.
Uh,
Then no.
then no.
Okay.
Pharaoh's Tomb.
What? Feral Tomb?
Pharaoh, not feral like a cat.
Okay, because that's
Pharaoh like Egypt.
Oh, Pharaoh Tomb.
I think I meant like
Why don't they just
Pharrell,
call it-
like because I'm happy.
Yeah, like
Why
you
Why
wear
don't they just
you
call
wear
it Pyramid
a
then?
nice
That's
hat
the same thing.
throughout the game. It's actually really rad. What?
Why don't they just call it Pyramid then? Because that's essentially what Pharaoh Tomb is.
Man, Adam's stomach is grumbling.
It's angry at the lack of good games in this collection outside of Duke Nukem.
And you get Wolfenstein 3D.
That one's good.
Yeah, so you get...
And so's Rise of the Triad.
There's some decent games up in here for 32.
I'd pay
Games.
$20 for the 5 or so games that are really good on there.
So what's this coming out on?
I imagine PC.
Yep.
Because I can't imagine those games would translate well to a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or even Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 for that matter, because those games are fucking old. And doing all the upgrading and shit like that for HDifyingness.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a word.
I'm not.
It is now.
I'm not sure if I want to see Ben Miller in HD.
Standard def is good enough for you?
Standard def for her is plenty. You got nothing to add on that one, Alex?
No. What more do I have to say about Bette Miller other than I have her entire CD collection at home and I rock out to it when I'm feeling lonely and sad?
You celebrate the whole collection?
Celebrate the whole collection.
Does it have co-op horde mode aspects to it?
It can.
That's if he's feeling lonely with somebody.
Right. I mean, because you could be feel alone when you're with people.
Yeah.
I do it all the time, especially when I'm recording with you fuckers. Because I'm so much superior than both of you.
Feel so alone inside.
Yes, I'm like, why do I not understand why Spider-Man 2 is a terrible movie?
I totally get that.
But you don't understand it for the right reasons, Adam.
You fucking hipster movie critic reviewer.
Alex needs his own segment now, the hipster movie reviewer. Yes.
I watched this movie before it came out. It was actually, I just read the script and I had my cats acted out for me. They were not good performers. No Oscars for them.
Movie news.
Oh. Are my cats starring a new movie?
I would rather them star in this Judge Dredd Super Fiend.
Oh, that's the web series we mentioned last episode.
Remember
What was that? What is that? What is that?
We were talking about that.
We were
and
super excited about that.
Super stoked about it. And then they released the trailer for it. And then I watched it, and I was like, this is not what I anticipated.
No, it is like straight up bootleg. It's like not affiliated at all with any of the...
And they stress that. They
Yes.
definitely do
They're like, listen, we're not affiliated with the movie or anything like that. This is pretty much me doing this in my basement while my mom yells at me to take out the trash. It's animated. It's 2D animated.
Really poorly animated.
Yeah, like it's the dude doing it in his basement.
Like
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy just weird.
No, Ren and Stimpy, like, knocked it out of the park. What are you talking about? The Ren and Stimpy was way better than this crap. Don't even compare it to Ren and Stimpy.
I'm sorry. It reminded me of it as I was watching.
No, but no, it does have a very 90s cartoon feel where it's like over the top and like kind of like...
Pow!
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the SNL animated skits, like Ambiguously Gay Duo. Very choppy and crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed. I mean, let's be honest.
Like, this
we want
reminds me of like
Judge
punk
Dredd.
videos from the 90s almost.
This is a satirical take on it, and just does not look appealing at all. And that sucks because I was stoked. We were
Right.
stoked. We were
This-
so
this-
excited about this. That's why we brought it up this episode, because we're like, now our stokedness is not stoked no more.
Yeah, it's not even like Horde Mode Co-op stoked.
No, it is not that.
No aspects of Horde Mode Co-op mode.
No, just sadness.
It's because I mean it's exactly not what we were expecting. We were expecting it to be based off of the
Badassery.
movie. We're like, yes, we want this. I was imagining like the dirty laundry thing from Punisher.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining. Then I see this, I go, oh, well, never mind.
Yeah.
I would have settled for, like, a Spawn animated series take on
Spawn
Dread.
animated series was really freaking good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they did something like that with Dread, that'd be fucking great.
I was going through the news. I didn't put it in there, but they mentioned that they're probably going to be bringing back another Spawn animated series.
I'm all for
McFarlane
it.
Teased it, yes.
And he's been talking about making a new movie for years. So we'll see if he actually follows through with this.
Like Spawn?
I saw the original movie
what's he
recently
doing?
again.
Did you really?
Yeah. It's so terribly, awesomely bad.
Oh God, John Leguizamo.
I just can't imagine how. Like, I don't know if I want to watch it ever again. Just because
It's so worth seeing, man. Like, I loved it as a kid, and I love it a lot less now as an adult, but it's still enjoyable just because it's one of those movies that's so bad it's good. And the effects for the day and age were pretty fucking awesome.
They were.
they came out at the same time like Mortal Kombat came out.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It had some pretty advanced CG effects. Like, by today's standards, you're like, all right, whatever. But for the time, because that was like 97 or something, 98.
Oh Christ! I was in middle school when it came out. I remember that much. So yeah, yeah, that's right. Because you're old, Chris. You were probably
Midlife.
60s.
you were probably just entering retirement at that age. So yeah, I was in middle school when it came out. So yeah, it would have been like 97, 98, 99, around those.
Is it in that
In that,
ballpark?
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm disappointed. So skip this. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time.
I mean, it's free. I mean,
I don't know. Even if it's free, I'm just saying don't waste your time with it. It looks bad.
well, I mean, if you need like a nightcap, something to fall asleep to, I'm sure it can help.
There's millions of things out there.
There's Nyan Cat for endless.
Yeah, you can watch that all over. Like,
There's a variety of cats.
Yeah.
Not just that one.
But that one's the most fun because he's pooping a rainbow and he has a Pop-Tart on him.
That's true.
so
Wait, does he have a Pop-Tart on him, or is he a Pop-Tart with a cat head and cat
You
feet?
just blew my mind. Maybe he's not pooping a rainbow. Maybe the rainbow is projecting him.
What?
Yeah.
I guess I know what we're doing tonight. Watching that fucking video over and over again.
No, seriously, I found a website where it's just endless and it tells you how long you were watching it. I would fall asleep to it. I was on for like 2 days solid.
Awesome.
You ever watch the Ron Swanson dancing one?
That is so good. I love drunk Ron Swanson dancing from, was it Snake Juice?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't. But like, I found that website one time, and I was just sitting there watching that over and over.
He's so happy. He's so incredibly happy.
Oh, it's brilliant. Speaking of brilliant, X-Men's Quicksilver is going to be returning for Apocalypse.
Because that was like the shining moment of that. Like, okay, that movie was great in general, but that moment stood out.
That's what everybody
that
talked
character,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, and then he might get his own movie now.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about that though, because I mean he's awesome as a side character. I don't think he could hold a whole movie though.
I agree with Alex on this. I think part of what made him so great in Days of Future Past was because his scene was so ADD, and he's such an ADD character where you only want him for a few minutes. And
It's like the Boba Fett effect.
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
You get the Boba Fett, you're like, oh, that dude's a badass. And then when you finally get more Boba Fett, he's a kid. And he's a clone. And he's not cool.
No.
He kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, for the longest time, people were like, who is Boba Fett? Is he even human? Is he even male? Like, because my brother was really into extended universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was somewhat into that. But that was a huge aspect. Like, nobody knew anything about Boba Fett. So now it's just like, oh, he's some fucking clone. He's a stormtrooper that doesn't suck so much.
He can
Essentially.
Yeah. So Quicksilver could be Boba Fett.
Let's hope they just keep him as, a cameo again in Apocalypse. Maybe a slightly bigger role.
Yeah. I wouldn't
But
say
it's-
just a cameo, but I want to have a sizable role, but not necessarily like main stage.
Well, maybe they
Hero.
can kind of go in depth on the Magneto relationship. Maybe they can talk about him being his kid. I mean, they touched upon it in the last movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun little line. Like, oh, I know what they mean. Yeah,
I know comic books.
Yeah, like I get it. But yeah, speaking of Quicksilver, we haven't talked about it yet. It came out a couple days ago.
It leaked a couple days ago, quote unquote.
It leaked a couple days ago. However, Marvel officially released it, so we're talking about it. The Avengers trailer or teaser trailer.
That's
It
more
doesn't
than a
feel
teaser.
like a teaser,
No,
yeah.
that's not a teaser. That's a full trailer, dude.
Well, they called it a teaser trailer, so I'm still sticking with teaser trailer.
No, well, they're wrong.
It's 2.5 minutes of pure
Dude,
awesome.
if that's a teaser, the real trailer is going to be like 15 minutes long. And it's going to be packed with plot.
It will be like opening the
subplot.
Ark of the Covenant. Faces will melt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's Quicksilver in that movie, as we all know. We get finally a good look at him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? Comparison between X-Men Quicksilver versus Marvel's version of the Quicksilver.
How times have changed, man. I'm just going to say that because before both of these movies came out, when we found out that Quicksilver was going to be in both of these universes, we were laughing at how stupid Quicksilver was going to be in Days of Future Past, and we all loved him. Mm-hmm. And now I think this Kick-Ass, the character, the actor that played Kick-Ass,
I saw what you did there.
Quicksilver, I think he doesn't look nearly as exciting as the X-Men variant.
He's definitely less stylized, but I mean, they may be treating the character differently.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take that into account.
I'm sure he will be less of a
ADD,
comedy
yeah.
relief.
Yeah, he definitely won't be.
Because, I mean, you saw him the one time, and he was going fucking insane in his cell. So I'm sure he's not all that happy.
He and his, I don't know if they're siblings. Are they siblings?
I imagine
They called them the
They call them the
twins.
twins, yeah.
They call
So
them twins. So yeah, like those two are
they're
going to be.
keeping that right.
There's going to be some shit going on with them. They're not mentally stable.
Well, we see the Scarlet Witch dropping to her knees and screaming in this trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, God, there's so many good things in this trailer. They're like, what do you want to start out with?
The best thing.
Hulkbuster?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, I mean, she's all right.
Oh,
Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster.
Go.
It's the Hulkbuster.
When you just see everything just kind of layer over each other, and it's like this thing's going to be fucking devastating.
Yeah.
It's going to take on a Hulk.
Yeah, when you think about it, like we thought Igor from Iron Man 3 was like, oh, that's his Hulkbuster costume.
No.
That is nothing in comparison to the Hulkbuster costume.
It's so cool the way they did it, because, he's in his Iron Man the Iron Man armor, and then all of a sudden, the armor goes inside a significantly larger armor, and you're like, he was already really badass. What's going to happen now? And he fights the Hulk.
And he's going toe-to-toe with the Hulk. What makes the Hulk fight him?
You have to watch the movie to find out.
There is so much cool shit in this
Well,
movie.
I mean,
Like,
we know that this is probably leading up to Civil War, because that's the news that's been going around.
well, they officially announced Civil War, so
Yeah.
it's not us speculating.
Right.
It's Civil War,
Yeah.
Iron Man, or Captain America 3.
Which, didn't they deny that, like, oh no, it's not going to be Civil War?
They always deny shit like that.
They didn't really talk about that. The one that they've been openly denying has been
Planet Hulk. That's right.
Planet Hulk is the one where they've been really animate about, which a really quick clip in this trailer, you see Scarlett Johansson and Hulk almost saying goodbye to each other.
They are
one of those
touching
moments.
hands. They're yeah.
It's one of those like sentimental moments where I'm thinking like Hulk's going away, man. He's going somewhere.
I disagree with you, though, dude, because Hulk's not going to know that he's being sent into space.
No, I don't believe that. I mean, I feel like what we've gotten from the previous Avengers, he's pretty well in tune with his Hulkness, and he's okay at controlling it.
It doesn't seem like it in this trailer, though, because he looks like he's going kind of crazy.
Well, maybe he's not going crazy. Maybe he's pissed at Tony Stark.
Maybe Scarlet Witch is controlling him.
Oh.
Because
I see what you're talking about.
yeah, what if she's controlling the Hulks? The Hulk man. She's like, I play with you, Hulk man. And then like
we have no clue what's going on. There's just a bunch of clips, but it all looks awesome.
Yes. Very.
okay, think about this. Hulk goes into space. They don't do Planet Hulk, but he meets up with another team in space.
That
team
guard
of
the
Guardians?
galaxy?
Yes. And is in Guardians Dos.
I don't see that happening. No.
I'm with Alex on that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. I'm going with that one.
No.
I'm going with that one. Hulk will be in Guardians 2. It brings him back to Earth. Thanos. Avengers 3.
Okay.
Oh, blown mine.
Okay. Like, I thought you were saying, like, a significant role in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
They bring his ass home.
But no. Okay, maybe I could see that happening, but definitely not a significant role in Guardians of the Galaxy
He'll
2.
be in Guardians.
He'll be in Guardians like Howard the Duck was in Guardians.
Avengers 2 is going to set up Phase 3
Spoilers.
so freaking well that it's going to put in motion all of these crazy events because you saw the downfall of our Avengers, man. Like, you saw the shield broken. The unbreakable shield is broken. You see Thor kind of just taking a nap next to it. Like, there's some serious consequences in the end of Age of Ultron, and it's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Like, holy crap.
The movie's called Age of Ultron, and we haven't even brought up how awesome he friggin' looks in this trailer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say how old he is, because we don't know. I'm guessing, yeah.
What do you guys think about the appearance of Age of Ultron, how he looks, and the voiceover by James Spader?
Okay, I'll start off with the Pinocchio reference is definitely all Joss Whedon. It's genius. The line is great. It fits perfectly. I have a friend at work who walked up to me saying, "Can you tell it's a Disney movie now? Can you tell?" Yeah, I get it, but it's totally Whedon with that line. It's perfect. It's brilliant, and I love Spader, man.
Yeah.
He does a great voice.
Like, when they announced that, I was like, I don't see that working. But
Really? I did right away. I'm like, ooh, that's brilliant.
I
That's
like
good.
Spader. I like him in everything I've seen him in. From movies to The Office to you name it. He's really cool.
I was rolling The Office. That was so good.
Yeah.
He's brilliant, man. Like, I thought that was a perfect casting. Who'd you want? Like Chris Tucker?
No, I didn't know who I wanted. I wasn't sure if I liked the idea.
Kevin Hardy's and everything.
Oh God, that would be the worst thing that happened to movies. But he's great. We've only heard him speak a few lines in this trailer. He narrates basically, I guess, the whole trailer. But fuck, man, it's great.
Yeah, it's really good. I am so stoked just from this trailer. I'm sad that it got released early because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really needs some ratings right now. And the original thing was they were going to show this clip during the episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. next week.
Yeah.
It got leaked. Marvel quickly reacted, and instead of bitching and moaning about it, they said, "Oh, let's give it to the world." And they released it out officially. Everybody started watching it. And then they announced today, actually, that they're still going to show special footage, additional footage, during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it needs help.
Yeah.
And that's really cool of Marvel that they step up and do that. So,
Well, they see the big picture, man. They want all of their projects to succeed.
maybe we'll see Ultron. Or not Ultron, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll see Vision. That's what I meant.
Oh,
Because we haven't seen anything about Vision, obviously.
that's true. I completely forgot that he's in it.
Yeah. Oh, God, it looks so good.
It's gonna be great, man.
I can't, I watched that trailer so many times, and it's like,
I love the way Ultron walks out the first time you see him, and he's literally kind of like limping, and he looks like he's on strings. It's just, man, fucking Whedon, dude. He's so cool. I want to be that guy's buddy.
yeah, I mean, it looks like the Avengers are just, they're happy to be together, and all of a sudden shit's going to hit the fan, and it's going to hit the fan hard.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's setting up Phase 3 for, I can't wait. This is going to be so freaking good.
It's crazy how we're still excited for these movies, and we're like the ninth, what is it, eighth or ninth, 10th movie into this universe. Like, we haven't lost any interest in this franchise, and even though it's diverged into so many different paths, maybe that's why we are interested. I don't know. I mean,
Because they've done it so well.
Yeah.
They haven't, I mean, realistically, they're oversaturating the market with this stuff right now. I mean, comic book movies are everywhere. anywhere you look nowadays, there's something comic book related.
It's been that way for years, though, when you think about it.
But it's like you have the redheaded stepchild DC trying to get into the mix.
Announcing all these movies.
Yeah, they're trying to do so much. And it's kind of weird because like, it almost feels like everybody's kind of sick of them talking about all their stuff and how they're doing everything. And we have yet to see anything that has blown anybody away. Man of Steel was arguably...
There's a lot of people that really like Man of Steel.
There are.
There are people like, oh my god, this is like the Superman movie I was looking for. I don't get that.
No.
Like, even like my boss and I, we've had this conversation a couple times where we're like, I liked it more than you guys liked it. I will fully admit that because I was all for it. And so I felt like I had to like it more. But it's God's destroying the world. So, I mean, there's no appeal to that. There's so many human aspects to the Marvel Universe, and that's why people like it.
Yeah, I mean, even your B-list, where when they announced these movies, like the Guardians, obviously we'll start off with Guardians, where it's like, what the hell are they going to do with Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, no one knows anything about that. Mm-hmm. It turns out to be one of their best movies. Yeah,
that's what people are saying about Ant-Man now. They're like, what are they going to do with that? What are they going to do with that?
Yeah, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, like...
Granted, they're not the most known characters of the Marvel Universe, but they're definitely going to gain a lot more popularity. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're even less known than Ant-Man or Doctor Strange. And
at this point, you trust Marvel.
Yeah.
You just know that Marvel has an idea. They're going to try to execute their idea to the best of their ability, and so far, they have not let people down.
Yep. It's a well-oiled machine. Everything fits together and plays together so well. And
that's why Hulk will be in Guardians too. I'm just going to be glad when I can
one
play
of
the
the
shit
Avengers is going to be in Guardians, if not more. Who knows what's going to happen? But I wouldn't be surprised if you're right, Chris. I don't think that's the way it's going to play out, but if that's the way it does play out, I won't be surprised.
And I'll just be gloating the whole time. And it's going to be great. But yeah, no, in all honesty, I don't feel that comic book movies have kind of like I guess they've saturated the market, but I'm not tired of them yet. I'm still excited about them like I was like a little kid. I watched an Avengers 2 trailer with childlike eyes, and I was so giddy. Giddy like a little schoolgirl. It was amazing. And I love that excitement, man. I love, like, Whedon just... Oh, God, I love that bastard.
He's doing a kick-ass job. I mean...
So...
And so are the other directors. I mean, don't give it just to this guy. I mean, obviously, he's done something really good with one movie and one trailer. However, look at James Gunn, what he did with Guardians. Look at some of the other directors that have helmed both Captain America's and the Iron Man movies.
You're right. Favreau started the whole thing.
Favreau, yeah, I think he deserves a big chunk of that credit.
He did, definitely. Like, Iron Man was such a great way to kick off this universe.
And you would have never thought that.
Yeah,
really.
Honestly,
I thought that was a good choice.
When they announced Iron Man, I'm like, Iron Man's he's all right. He's Iron Man. He's cool, but like, he's not their pinnacle. He's not their staple. Like, there's so many different Marvel characters that you can use.
No, but that belongs to X-Men, that belongs to Spider-Man. So they worked with what they had, which was not X-Men and Spider-Man because they're owned by different production companies.
Right.
And I think Iron Man was the next logical choice, knowing that they were going to go into the whole Avengers thing, because he's such a pinnacle of that. Like, the Avengers base is basically Stark Tower.
Yep.
So it made complete sense to me, and I'm like, yes, this works.
Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't see that vision.
I don't think anybody saw the big picture back then.
I honestly didn't. I'll fully admit that. When they announced it, I'm like, oh, cool. But I wasn't like blown away. Like, holy shit, they're making a fucking Iron Man movie. Like, this is what I've been waiting for years.
No, okay, yeah, true. He doesn't have that mass appeal.
He's not Batman.
Didn't.
He's not Spider-Man.
He didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
Now to me, I love Iron Man, man. I'm crazy about that dude. It's awesome. Like, Robert Downey Jr. killed it. We've been talking about Avengers too damn long. It's freaking good. So yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about the trailer? Because we're going to be talking next week with the added footage regarding Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I'll be watching that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do you guys have anything else?
No.
I think we've covered it.
All right, moving on. Remember the Jobs movie like a year ago?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
So, yeah. I thought
Not
you were
the-
talking about like careers, like horrible bosses.
That's where I was
That
going.
was a good movie, though.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it.
I saw like good 40 minutes of it.
Everybody
It's pretty
says it's
funny.
good. I said
It's
I need to
pretty
watch
funny
it.
from
Yeah.
what I saw.
I need to watch it. All right, anyways. Sidetracked. Steve Jobs,
Mm-hmm.
the Apple guy,
Mm-hmm.
made a couple bucks off of Apple,
A few.
and they made a movie about him
Several movies.
with Austin Kutcher,
Ashton.
Ashton.
And there was the other one, Silicon
Justin
Valley,
Long.
with.
There's what?
There was a Justin Long movie just
There was?
before that one, yeah.
No, he just did those commercials.
No, Justin Long also played Steve Jobs.
You're confused with commercials.
I'm calling bullshit.
There was a movie with Justin Long playing Steve Jobs. I'm telling you.
All right,
It might have been a straight-to-DVD movie, but
I'm going to look this up. Regardless, there's been a lot of Steve Jobs stuff that came out recently.
Mhm.
I think the pinnacle of Steve Jobs movies was Pirates of Silicon Valley
Yes.
with Noah Wiley and
I don't.
Anthony Michael Hall as Bill Gates.
Oh, that's probably why I forgot that.
So that movie was great. That was like all you can say about the Jobs-Gates relationship that you need to say about it. And that's it. It's good. It's a great movie. They can put it to rest, but they're making another movie now with Christian Bale as Steve Jobs.
Correct.
Why are we doing this?
Because I feel it is going to focus on different aspects of life. It's going to focus on his struggle with cancer and his sickness and his eventual death. Because we all know Christian Bale and how he loves doing these character bits, and he's a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very method actor.
yeah.
So this is, with the sickness and everything, we already know Christian Bale likes losing weight for movies. So
The Machinist.
The Machinist. I mean, what was the Fighter? Was that it?
The fighter. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's done it before. So I feel like this is going the same thing. He's going to lose weight for a cancer-ridden Steve Jobs at the end of his career. I mean, it could be very touching, very emotional, very very different than the Ashton Kutcher one, which I didn't see, but it's more about his upstart, I imagine, right?
It's basically his story.
Yeah.
Just like, right, the upstart, the Silicon Valley, to him being a dick, him ignoring his daughter forever, and all that stuff.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
sounds like a very happy movie.
We've seen it before. So I'm just not stoked about a Steve Jobs movie.
Neither am I. I wasn't stoked for the first several.
I'm a sucker for him. Like, I'll watch them. But I watch documentaries all about Apple every time I see one that's on. I'll sit there and watch it. But I just
like Apple products. I'm not that interested in the guy behind him.
fair enough. I thought Jobs was a fascinating
Like,
dude.
I love Sony. I love PlayStation. I'm not going to watch a Kaz Hirai movie. Or whoever else it was that's behind it.
Would you watch a Jack Trenton movie?
No, I wouldn't. Although, if
but
they made a movie about that dude from the commercials from back in the day,
Oh,
I would watch that. Kevin Butler.
Kevin Butler, yeah.
That guy was funny.
God, he threw away that career.
Yeah, he did.
Let's be serious though. Steve Jobs was an innovator. You are just talking about like CEOs who run the companies.
Yeah.
He created Apple, and he's a really interesting dude. And he has an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I watch all those documentaries all the time. But I just seen the movies to death already, and maybe Christian Bale and the writing team can make an interesting end of Steve's life job movie thing.
Yeah.
With co-op horde mode in it. But yeah, I don't know.
You'll have to tell me all about it.
I will. We'll talk in depth about it later.
You'll
But-
discuss it over coffee.
That's our episode.
Oh, okay.
So how can we reach everybody?
Oh, you can follow me on Twitter. My name there is Alex Sandberg, AlexSandberg, or you can email me directly at the website, alex@TheLostLevel.com. Adam, what about you?
I'm also on Twitter. You can follow me on there as Adam Howlett, spelled AtomHowlett. And then you can also email me at the site, also Adam Howlett, this time spelled ADAMHOWLETT at LostLevel.com. And Chris.
Follow me on Twitter, Column Intensity. We also have a Twitter for Lost Level, and we have a lot of social media nowadays on Lost Level.
So much social media.
Go to lostlevel.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll get links to all of our social medias, our Twitter, our Facebook, our iTunes, even our YouTube page. Get all that information on lostlevel.com. We'd really appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 90 of The Lost Level. I'm Adam.
Sorry, I was swallowing. I'm Chris.
That's staying.
Oh, and I'm Alex.
That's not staying. That's redoing that.